Alright, welcome back to another video. This week it's going to be a bit different because, as many of you who are watching this probably know, the last episode of the Grand Tour just premiered on Friday. And I want to talk about it because that trio has left such an impact on my car life. Just in how I think, how I feel about cars and stuff like that. And I just wanted to make a video to commemorate that feeling, basically. So this is going to be a very much not scripted, not edited kind of video. So if you're not into that, if you want something more professionally made, find something else. This is my thoughts, unedited. I just wanted to talk into the mic as I'm driving around my Honda. So, let's talk about it, shall we? Starting with Top Gear. We all know and love Top Gear. That's where the trio started. It's where they did most of their adventures and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. I started watching Top Gear around 2013, around that area. But I would just watch clips on YouTube. I wouldn't even watch the full show, honestly. And that was... It was a good time. It really was. It's just, that's what I'd watch all day sometimes. And it was pretty nice. It was pretty nice to watch them do all that. And that's what really started me getting into cars a whole bunch, is them going around and doing what they did. Because I obviously wanted to do Top Gear as well. I wanted to be in there, and I wanted to be driving around a cheap car in a cheap car challenge, or driving a supercar in some beautiful country. That's what I wanted to do. So I knew that I needed to. I knew that cars needed to be a part of my life. I knew that. That's one of the reasons why I started this YouTube channel. It's just they made a show about cars. Why can't I make a show about cars? And so I did. I made this YouTube channel, and I mean, it's nowhere near the same, obviously. But it's one of the reasons why I record YouTube videos, just because of those three. Now, let's move on to the Grand Tour, because I didn't really... there was a period of about 3 years where I didn't really watch much Top Gear. Not for any particular reason, just had other things to watch and other things to do. But then the Grand Tour rolled around, and that kick-started everything again, because I remembered how much I loved Top Gear as a kid. And now I get to enjoy watching all of this happen live, full episodes and all. And that's what really kick-started my love for the trio and what they do. To another level anyway, because now I was watching every single episode they made in full as they were coming out, and that was awesome. And it just ignites my passion for cars even more, and made me want to get even more involved with cars and stuff like that. And it wasn't too long after the Grand Tour started in 2017, that next year I got my first car, the Audi A7. And it was a good car. It really was a good car. I treated it very poorly, but it was a good car. And I just wanted to do so many things with it because of Top Gear. I remember that, and the Grand Tour. I didn't end up doing much, but I wanted to. I really wanted to. But then, of course, the season 3 finale, they announced that they're done doing that style of content, and that it's only going to be specials from here on out. That was sad. It was sad, because it was the end of an era. It was just... I don't know how else to describe it, but, like, routine. It's just, they had this routine... Sit down, talk, show a car video, get a guest on, have them drive a lap, talk about cars and show the feature they were gonna show that day. And I just realized how dark that is. And yeah, it was just like a routine that was gone now. And I mean, there's tons of content to watch like that, and the specials are nice and all that, but I like seeing some of the lower production stuff too, where they just have a car, have a couple cars, drive it around an area, have some challenges that you could set up at home sometimes, and do it. That was very fun to see. But now that was gone, I was thinking something in the back of my head. I was like, oh, this isn't going to go on forever, actually. They're going to have to end it at some point. And end it they did. Because this Friday, they launched the final episode of the Grand Tour. One for the Road. Since the Grand Tour launched, and since the Grand Tour launched and the end of the Grand Tour, One for the Road, I have gone back and watched nearly every single episode of Top Gear in full, and I've seen all of the Grand Tour in full. So I now have watched a lot of their content and have grown very close to it. They truly are the greatest automotive trio in the entire world, and I fully believe that, and would challenge anyone who would dare say anyone else. They are the pinnacle of what you can do to call yourself a car person, really. But I keep wanting to call it the end of the road. The One for the Road, it really was it did truly make a generation of grown men cry, and that's funny to think about. But I was there too. I cried because of it. It was sad seeing the trio who've done so much to shape my life and my love of cars finally say, we're done. We're throwing in the towel. And I just remember the last clip of them arriving at that island and it flashing back to their first adventure that they did together. And it was sad. It was sad to see, because Top Gear, going back and even watching it now, it's timeless, because it just, there won't be anything else like it ever again. That's really what got me so emotionally invested into rewatching all of this, because there's not going to be anything like it ever again. And I think what really does it for me is just the way they can talk about cars and make you believe that the car that they are reviewing is the absolute pinnacle of car creation. Any car they can do that with. They can just sit down, talk about a car, and by the end of it you go, wow, that is the greatest car ever made in the history of the world. There's just something about that no one else can replicate, and it truly is awesome just to see them do that. And it just is awesome. It just is awesome. Well, as I was saying before, I actually did have to stop for something. Yeah, the Grand Tour trio, well, I'll be honest, I don't know what I was saying. I got distracted. The Grand Tour trio really did do a lot for me. And, I remember now. The passion they put into cars really is what did it for me. Because like I said, they make you feel like any car is the greatest car in the world. Obviously, to them it's not. They dislike a lot of cars, it seems like. But even if they did, the way they present any car they had on, you would think it's the greatest car in the world. And that's awesome. That's really what did it for me. It's really made me want to get out there and be like, I can just get out there and appreciate any cool car that I see. I really can. So I don't care what people drive. I don't care if you have a Honda Civic. I don't care if you have a V6 muscle car, anything like that. It's all whatever. So yeah, it's just pretty cool to look back on all that, see how timeless it is, see the cars back then and now that they review, and just how they talk about them, what they talk about, and yeah, it just really inspired me. So I just know they actually did have a segment with the concept of the CRZ on there, and they didn't like it on the news, but I just know if they reviewed this car, they'd make it sound great. They really would make it sound great. But yeah, that's a bit of that. And of course I was sad to see them go, and I'm sad that there's never going to be anything else. But I am so glad they recorded stuff for 22 years. 22 years worth of content is a lot. It's a whole lot. It's awesome. So I get to rewatch all that and just see, you know, what's going on back in the day and all that. Hear the news, and yeah, I plan to watch it a lot more, and yeah, it'll be exciting to see what they do on their own ventures, at least for a bit. Obviously, I know they're not going to be making shows forever, even individually. Clarkson's Farm, that's been a great watch. Just seeing Richard and James on Drive Tribe has been a lot of fun and stuff. It's all been great. But I'm gonna miss it. I really am gonna miss it. It was a fun show to watch. And obviously, me being a car person, I wish I could do something like that. I wish I could go out, have my own test track to drive stuff on, and obviously everyone who watches that show wishes they could take a lap in the reasonably priced car and see what they can do. I know on the Tavares YouTube channel, he just recently did that with Ben Collins, the old Stig. That is a dream. That really is a dream of mine. I know that'll never happen, but it's still a dream, and it'll always be a dream. Even if that track shuts down, even if it all goes away, it is still a dream of mine to get on that track and just drive it. And it's all thanks to them. But yeah, it really is a timeless thing, and I know I keep reiterating that, but there's just something so special about going back and watching it, and the way they filmed it. It's very hard to do what they did. The delivery of everything, the way it was filmed, and just the energy that stuff puts off. It's very hard to do. And a lot of people have tried to do that kind of thing. I know Car Trek, speaking of Tavares, Car Trek tried to do that too. And I really enjoyed the Car Trek stuff. It was just in the cutaway shots when they were talking just to the camera as like they were driving along or stuff, where they did the cutaway shots and stuff like that and the voiceovers. It's a good attempt, but it's just not it. It really isn't it. That's the only parts that made me go, yeah. And just that trio works together so well too. Just how it is. It's just how it is. They work well together. And yeah, it's something that no other trio really can do, because you see them be very happy together, and you see them hate each other basically. I mean, you can never really tell sometimes if they are friends with each other, or if they actually do just despise each other sometimes. And that's another what I thought made it so fun, is because that's just, I don't know, it's just that their energy is working so well together. And I'm not doing a good job explaining what I mean on things right now, and there's no real reason for it. I'm just not that good at talking, but I am going to miss it. So let's conclude then. The Grand Tour and Top Gear have influenced my car life in a lot of ways, and it's been great to be on that journey and see what all they do, see who they do it with, and just how they interact with each other, how they interact with the cars. It's all great fun. It's so fun to watch, and it's timeless. You can go back and watch any part of it. And I mean, even on the recording equipment they had back in 2002, it's still, you go back and you're in 2002. It's just, I'm a very nostalgic person. I like a lot of things that bring the feeling of nostalgia. It's why on my other channel, my tech channel, I have a 2007 Apple collection, because that's a very nostalgic time for me. It's the era of the first iPhone. I grew up seeing that stuff and just, I didn't understand it. I was just a little kid then, but I knew it was a big deal. And it's the same with Top Gear and the Grand Tour. You should go back there, and some of the things you see, it's, wow, that was a big deal. And some of it, I can even still go back and feel like, man, this is, I can even feel like it's current, what they're talking about sometimes. Like, is the E60 M5 really that great of a car now? That's awesome. The E60 M5 is awesome, and I can't wait to see them out on the road. And obviously, we're well past that era now, and you do see E60 M5s sometimes. They break down a bit, but you do see them. And it just makes you think, like, how is anything like that ever going to happen again? And the answer is, it's not. It'll never happen again. And I just hope I can get so lucky as to one day maybe be able to attend the show that one of them's at, or, you know, get involved in some way with that, to where I can experience just a little bit of the things they have done in person. Whether that's visit England and go to some of the places they went to, or stuff like that. It'd be nice. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know I rambled on a bit, but I really did just want to talk about this on camera, and it was something I needed to do. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Goodbye.